This is the future.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigol Green here, and welcome to another video. In this one we're going to talk about what I haven't seen many people talk about, Deathstroke, but not like one-shotting Deathstroke, more like steadily fighting Deathstroke and eventually beating Deathstroke. This is gonna be my secondary account. We do not have Raven here, we do not have Beta Club here, and hey, we have 0 Promethium artifacts here at the time of making this video and recording those fights. After I killed it, obviously I got the God Killer Blade, but yeah, no Promethium artifacts, no Raven, no Beta Club, and no nothing of that. And we're going to explore which team is going to deal the most damage. We're going to showcase here the budget League of Anarchy team, we're going to showcase here the Batman Ninja team, and we're going to showcase here the Conflant Sakomen team, because those three teams are going to be the top 3 teams that the people who have started playing the game since the beginning of this year are going to have with gears, because all those characters were available if you start from the start of the year, and if nothing else, some people are going to still have access to Conflant Sakomen at the very least from this list. So first up we're going to have the League of Anarchy. In the League of Anarchy, look, as long as they have access to dot damage and the enemy character is going to be stunnable, they are going to be just fine. But the only problem here is going to be the fact that they do not have access to crits, and that's going to severely limit their damage. And while this dude is not crit immune, he's going to be crit resistant, so that means you're going to be able to do crits from time to time, but it's not gonna work every time, and it doesn't really work on basic attacks that much, so yeah, a little bit of a hard time. But other than that, the first time around we're going to play this normally as you would play the League of Anarchy. We don't have an Arkham Knight Batman on this account sadly, so we're going to have to use Predator Batman. In this scenario, just as efficient in terms of stunning the enemy, a little bit less efficient in terms of survivability, because Arkham Knight Batman also gives you a bunch of health and defense on Harley, but that's fine, we're not gonna need it. We're using All Blades on Harley, we're going to have a Regen Matrix on Predator Batman in case he got nuked by the super move, and we're just going to pin that guy to the corner. And yeah, he's got some hazards on the ground, but with this fight specifically, there's not gonna be any concerns for those hazards, because they're gonna deal no damage. I mean, they're gonna deal a lot of damage to you actually, but the enemy is never going to be able to hit you, except for when he uses the super move, so you're gonna be fine. The super move at the start of the fight, well, it's good, it's not mandatory, so if you feel like you can't survive that process, just don't do it and go straight into doing an infinite combo on the dudes. And also at the same time, try to... that thing is beneficial because you're going to stack all blades while tagging in and out to get enough energy for spam. So again, if you want to do it, do it. If you feel like you're gonna fail, don't do it. You're gonna be fine either way. So yeah, well, this is not a crazy huge amount of damage because of that crit resistance. As you can see, he'll put the damage on him and he will eventually die. But this is the first team we're showcasing over here. And this, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a spoiler, this scored the best, 66.99, would have liked the 69.69, but you get what you can, okay? We're going to have Conflant Sakomen here, with Dr. Fate and Shazam. You might be like, see, well, why aren't you using Red Hood? You a lot of times use Red Hood instead of that in Soul Raids. Yeah, that's when you get a lot of Soul Raid artifacts to buff your attack significantly, to the point where Shazam's attack is not gonna matter that much, the attack that he gives you, but over here it's gonna matter. So we're gonna have a Firebox on Dr. Fate, and we're going to have the All Blades on Conflant Sakomen. If you don't yet have access to a Firebox, because that obviously requires clearing the normal difficulty of Dawn of Apocalypse, you're still gonna be fine. For the most part, you have 2 options. Either try to do, actually 3 options. You can try to do an infinite combo by keep combo interacting him with Dr. Fate. You can try and do an infinite combo with Shazam special 1 in the corner. Or you can just back off, wait for him to do a special and then tag in Conflant Sakomen. Be careful because his special 1 is going to have a very high range, same with his special 3, though he doesn't. He doesn't seem to have, I'm not even sure if he has access to that, I haven't seen him use that ever. Maybe it's because the people that were doing it were afraid that it would randomly trigger and hit abilities. And yeah, with combo interrupting, as you have seen me fail it there, you need to be a little bit careful with that, because if you do it too good, then you're gonna fail it. Let me explain. This dude is going to have, for some reason, his AI, not the character as you play as him. The character as you play as him is going to start attacking pretty fast. That's one of the few good things about the character model, is gonna start attacking pretty fast. with the first attack, but this dude is going to have a little bit of a delay when he's used by the AI when attacking. So if you're going to try to combo interrupt him, you need to do it a little bit later, a little bit more unoptimal than you do it in other fights, because if you do it the proper way in this fight, then you're simply not gonna block his attack and he's gonna hit you. Now special tree in there. And yeah, again, the dot on the ground is going to not be that much of a concern right now. I mean, Camouflage Sakuman got mainly damaged by the All Blades damage, and my boy Dr. Fate is not the tankiest individual in the world. I mean, I got like 60% dot resistance on him and like 30k health, but it's not the tankiest boy in the world. So if my Dr. Fate survives almost unscratched at this point, you're going to be fine. And look, if you really feel like you struggle with that dot damage, if you really feel like you struggle, you can use a Hellboy instead, because he will heal instead of taking damage from that, because that's his passive. You don't need any artifacts to do that. There is an artifact that heals you from dot damage instead of taking damage, but look, it's really not necessary to have it in this fight, just trust me on this one. Dr. Fate back in there, and Camouflage Sakuman back in for the first special tree. And you might ask yourself, why didn't I choose Camouflage Sakuman on the first fight? Because you would have maybe gotten more percentage damage. First of all, I don't think so, because he got damage cap, and second of all, because I'm dumb. But yeah, this is the king damage. Well, it's still a solid performance, and would still clean it up in like 6 pips with no problems. League of Archy, I feel like performs a little bit better. Okay, so here we're going to go with double All Blades, because I was like, let's try and squeeze in as much damage as we can out of this. We're going to have All Blades on Predator Batman as well, for him to deal some additional damage with his special 2. When he uses it, he's not going to increase our damage by much, and you really don't have to do this, and this will put yourself in a risk that's really not worth taking at the end of the day, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And yeah, we have used the Harley super move there. Now we're going to proceed to stun his ass. And yeah, pretty much the same old thing as we have done previously. Another special 2 in there. And we get slightly more damage with the special 2 of Predator Batman than we get in the previous fights. Yeah, there's not much else with this fight. I'm just gonna cut it off towards the end, because it's the same old thing. And so I'll see you guys when it's ended. Okay, so to be honest, the All Blades on Predator Batman as well did a little bit of a significant chunk of damage. Like 6 additional million damage is like a little bit less than a 10% more damage, but still something to keep in mind. Though again, there might be something in terms of getting more lucky with the crits in the previous fight. So yeah, we're going to use the Batman Ninja team here with All Blades. And the Batman Ninja team just doesn't do that well with All Blades, but it's just the best option we got on this account for this fight, against the account without any beta club in it. The main problem with All Blades Batman Ninja team is going to be that Batman Ninja Catwoman is gonna deal kinda trash damage. That's mainly because of the fact that most of her damage depends on her lethal attack damage stacking. And while all the characters in the Batman Ninja team are going to stack lethal attack damage, it's not gonna be like a shared pool of lethal attack damage that they all draw from. Each one of them is going to stack their own lethal attack damage, so the fact that she's not for a very long time in the fight is going to make her stack lethal attack damage at a very slow pace. And that thing, combined with the fact that she doesn't have access to crits, is going to take a lot from all her avenues. Also, I was trying here to kind of figure out an infinite combo I could do in between Catwoman and Grodd. And Deathstroke is... oh boy. Who made this character? Who made this character's AI? Boy, who made this character's AI? Because we have some problems in this already with some characters like Hellboy and Sub-Zero and Raiden that had simply the old AI, the AI that was updated 2 years ago, and that allowed easy combo interruption, and at the same time allowed the tagging from a block, because the enemy would now need to do 2 basic attacks to like do a special. Wouldn't do a special without at the very least 1 basic attack before that would connect. But this dude is going to not care, and that's gonna interrupt all our attempts to lock him into an infinite combo. And it's not like really the old AI, because he's not gonna spam abilities, but at the same time he's not really the new AI. I don't know, man. You would think that this character, when you play as him, is a mess, but this character, when it's played by the AI, seems to be, to an extent, even more of a mess. There we go, using an ability without having any guarantee that it'll land. Whatever, my dudes. A special train there. As I said, our damage is gonna be heavily reduced with this team. And honestly, throughout all the teams that we have taken a look, this performed by far the worst. And I don't suspect the Just League team or the Multiverse team or the Silver Banshee team will perform that far better. With the Silver Banshee team, the problem is that he's got a range attack. I mean, you'll eventually use all of this and they'll perform well enough. But we're talking strictly about the normal difficulty now, and we're really trying to optimize it. When you get to Heroic, everything will do fine. There's no team that's gonna be impossible to use here. In terms of damage, I think the Conflant Psychoman and the League of Anarchy will be the best choices. Obviously, if you got Black Manta, that would be great, or if you got Raven, that would be great, or a lot of things would be great, but we're trying to work with limited resources over here, so it's relatable to more people. So yeah, we're going to finish this one with the Harley team, and this took me an additional fight because I used the Bad Manager team, and that's kind of flopped in terms of damage. This fight was just to clean up a slight bit. Look at that damage. But yeah, we literally got the same reward we got on the previous account in terms of the character. Again, Warrior Queen Wonder, my boy, just give me different garbage at the very least. But yeah, a new video coming soon today on using the God Killer thingy, because this thing seems kind of lit, not gonna lie. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, hope you found it useful. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like button before you go, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.
This is the future.